Yo, what's up guys, back again with another video in the Spigot series. This time we're going to continue where we left off last episode, where we made a Armor Stand GUI plugin.
What you thought, homie? You cannot clone me. I be going inside, clone, rep your home, homie. Everybody know me, pay me what you owe me. Green money, Gumby. She think that I'm funny. She just wanna come through. She just wanna come see me.
Alright guys, so far we made a plugin that is pretty simple. You know, we can open up a GUI. It's like a main menu type thing. So if we do /as, which is the alias for Armor Stand, we could pull up this main menu here, and we could either close the menu, which is fine, but we could also click this menu, and then it should open up a submenu, the create menu, okay? And that's the menu that will allow us to start creating our Armor Stand and allow it to have certain features, like we can choose if we want it to glow, we can give it a bunch of like options and stuff like that, okay? So let's go ahead and create that menu so we can start adding all of that stuff, okay? So let's just do it like we did before, where we made the menu inside of our main method here, or main class, I mean. So we'll make another one called public void open, we'll call it create menu, so open create menu, and so that will happen. And so let's take player as a parameter like we did with this other menu, because then we could use player to open the menu. So we could do player.open, well, not yet actually, we need to create the inventory, so inventory create menu is equal to bucket.create inventory, and then we can put player right in here just like that. And then let's call it, or let's give it, do Control P to see what we need to put. And so we need the number of slots, so we'll put around 9 slots just for now. That should be good enough. And then also we need a title for it, so let's give it a title. We'll just call it, well, we'll make it green actually, but we'll just call it let's see here, create a Armor Stand, just like that. So that will be the title of the menu. And let's go down here, let's move this over, let's go down here and then open the menu. So player.open menu, and then put create menu just inside of there. So that will open the menu after creating it for the player. So now let's use this method where we should put it. So basically, if you remember last episode, this is the part where it checks and sees what menu you're currently operating inside of. So if we click the main menu, that means that we need to check and see what item we selected in the main menu, right? And so if we click Armor Stand, that means it's going to take us to the Armor Stand create menu. So that means right here, we need to add the function that we just created, or method, whatever you want to call it, so that we can open up the main menu, or the create menu, okay? So we should be able to do plugin.open create menu, but we haven't created a reference to the main class yet. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do Armor Stand GUI plugin, and then let's go ahead and automatically generate a constructor here so we can access it. Constructor, okay, and that will do that for us. So plugin.open create menu, and just plug in player just like that, and that alone will open the create menu once they select the Armor Stand option in the menu that I just showed you, okay? So what we should do first before testing that out is put this inside of here so we can pass an instance of the main class into our menu handler object, okay, or class, whatever. So now let's test it out just to make sure it worked before we move on. Alright, so do /as, and now we can click the create menu, and now it says create a Armor Stand. So that means it opened the menu successfully, as you can see, and we have all these empty slots that we can put stuff inside of, okay? So these will be all our options here, so we can start selecting options for the Armor Stand that we're about to create, okay? So what I'm thinking is we could have some options like we could set the Armor Stand to have a base, we could make it glow, we could set that to make it glow, like they can click an option here and it'll ask them to confirm the option if they want the Armor Stand to glow. Don't worry, we'll be working with it. But anyway, we could also add some like armor options, so they could choose what armor they want to put on the Armor Stand before they create it. Maybe like weapon options, all kinds of stuff. Maybe give the Armor Stand arms. And on the end here, we'll have like a create and delete option. So create will finish the Armor Stand and then create it for them. And then delete option will be to cancel whatever we're doing here, okay? So that's just an idea. So let's just try making all that, and let's see what we can do here. So let's start creating our options for our menu here. So we can do item stack, because item stacks represent items, of course. And the first one we'll call arms. So this will be the option that represents the player being able to choose if the Armor Stand has arms or not. So we'll use a material here, and we'll just use an Armor Stand because why not? So that will be our first option. And so let's add another option. So item stack, we'll call it glow, so we can make the Armor Stand glow or not. They can choose to have that option. So, and we'll choose a beacon for this item, and we'll add some more item stack how about we do armor, so they can choose what armor they want to put on the armor stand. So there we go. And we'll set that to be a leather chest plate. How about that? Because that is a piece of armor. Then one more for the main options. We'll have the base option, so they can choose if they want the armor stand to have a base or not, okay? Okay, so material dot, and we'll use a stone slab for that one. So now, finally, that we have all these 4 options here, let's add the confirm and delete option that I told you about. So we'll do that. So item stack, we'll use complete is equal to new item stack. And we'll use a green wool for that, because green, you know, represents complete, you know, kind of, if you think about it. So green wool. And then we'll use a red wool for the delete one. So item stack, we'll call it cancel instead of delete, actually. New material red wool. Okay, cool. So that's going to represent all of that stuff. So now that we have all these item options here, let's add them to our inventory, okay? So what we want to do probably is just add them, like choose what slots we want to add them in. So we'll do the create menu dot set item, and then the first slot will have the arms option, and then create menu dot set item 1. So the second slot will be glow. Create menu dot set item. Third slot will be armor. Create menu dot set item. The fourth slot, so 3, will be base. Okay, and so for the last 2, the complete and cancel options, like I said, I want them to be on the right. So let me show you. I want them to be right here, pretty much. So confirm and delete. So this will be the 7th index, and this will be the 6th index. Okay, so we'll add those. So create menu dot set item 6 and complete, just like that. And then create menu dot set item 7 cancel. All right, so that's all our options here. So we added them to our inventory. So whenever we run this method here, it'll do all that, and then add the items, and then show the inventory to the player. So let's test it out to see if that all worked. Okay. Alright, so we're back, so we'll try it out. Boom, and now as you can see here, we have all our items. And apparently I can't count. Oh yeah, I forgot there's 9 slots, not 8. So yeah, that would be the 8th slot, and that would be the 7th slot. So let me fix that real quick. So 7, 8. My mistake. But anyway, as you can see here, we successfully added all the, you know, the options here, our items. So now what we want to do is make it so that the player can select each of these options. Or no, actually we want to edit the options. See? If we go here, each of the items, they don't have a description or title, so we want to give them custom titles so that they know what they're selecting, of course. Same for these 2, we can make it say confirm and delete on their titles. So let's set all the metadata for our items before we continue with this. So I'm going to type all that out, and I'll be right back, because it's going to take a little bit. So, alright, so I added everything. I have all my items here like we had before. And then I, add some description here. But anyway, so I added a metadata for each of the items. So for the arms one, we set it to have the yellow title of arms. Then for glow, we have a white title. So just default, it says glow. And then for armor, and then base. And then for the last 2, we have complete and create, and then cancel creation. So that will be our options for, those 2 things. So let's go ahead and test out these metadatas that we just added here. Okie dokie, so now let's test it out. Boom. And now as you can see here, they all have custom names: arms, glow, armor, base, and then complete and create, and then cancel creation. Okay, so now what we want to do is make it so that they can select one of these options, and then they can open up a submenu where it allows them to confirm whether they want to have arms or not. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we could have like some kind of other menu, like let's call it a confirm menu, I guess, where like if they click, for example, they click glow, it'll open up the confirm menu, so it'll say yes or no, so they can choose yes if they want the armor stand to glow, and then no if they don't want it to glow. Okay, and then same thing for each of these, except for armor though. I think we're gonna make a custom menu for armor, because armor is a little different. We're gonna make it probably so that they can choose. It's probably gonna list every piece of armor in the game inside of the menu, and then they can choose which ones they want to add. Okay, so that will be completely separate. But for these 3, we can make it so it's like confirm yes or no, whether they want to have arms, glow, or a base to the armor stand. So let's try doing that. Okay, so let's go back to, we're in our main class here, and we'll call this public void open confirm menu. So like I said, this will confirm whether they want to add the option to that armor stand. So let's make a player reference, and also let's add a item stack here. Or no, we'll use material. So material option. Okay, and I'll show you what this means in a second, why we want that. So what we want to do, of course, is make a inventory here. So inventory confirm menu bucket dot create inventory player, and we'll do 36 slots so we have a lot of space to hold some stuff. And then we'll give it a name, so chat color green, confirm option. Okay. And so the reason we want this material option parameter here is because let's make this method available for each option, because of course we have 3 options here, right? Arms, armor, and base. So we don't want to have to make a separate menu method for each of these options here, right? That's kind of repetitive. So let's make it so that one method can be kind of generic for each of these, so we can just plug in what parameter and then it'll know which option we want to select, right? So if you don't know what I mean, I'll be showing you, but that's pretty much what I want to do. Okay, so inventory confirm menu, so we made the menu here, so let's now make it so the player opens the menu at the end. So player dot open inventory confirm menu, just like that. So that will do that. And so now we want to add some options here. Okay, but actually before we do that, let's go ahead and make it so that we can check and see if they are inside of the create menu. So because all we have so far is just a check and see if we are in the main menu. So let's say we're in the create menu. Now we want to check and see if we're in the create menu. Okay, so we can start checking with a switch statement which option we selected inside of the create menu. Okay, so else if e.get clicked inventory .get title equals ignore case, and now we want to add another menu up here. So we'll do final string create menu, and we'll set it equal to we'll set it equal to the title of our create menu that we have up here. So chat color green, create armor stand. Boom. So now we can set that, and so we just plug it in here. So create menu. So if we have selected the create menu, then we want to do what's inside of here. Okay, so first thing we want to do is probably just have another switch statement so we can check and see which item they clicked on, in this case which option. So these 4 options here. So the first one we'll have is we want to set the switch parameter, so get current item dot get type, so that will get the type of the item they clicked on, and in this case it'll be the material. So the first one we want to check, of course, is this one. So that's obviously represented by an armor stand. So we'll put case armor stand like that. So if they select the armor stand, then we want to do something like this. We want to say player dot send message. Let's say add arms question mark. So it'll send them a message if they want to add arms or not, so they know what menu they selected. It's just for us to test. But anyway, so once they do that, we want to do plugin dot open confirm menu. So we're going to open the confirm menu so they can confirm whether they want to have arms or not. So we'll put the player, of course, so it knows what player to open the menu for. And then next we want to have the material. So as you can see here, we have the material parameter here that we added down here. So right here. So now we can just pass in armor stand. So material dot armor stand, just like that. So now what we can do with that is go here and see what material they provided as a parameter, and then depending on what material they provided, we know what option they want to confirm, right? So what we can do here is do if option is equal to material dot armor stand. We can now do well, now we know that they selected armor stand, right? So that means that now we know that they want to check and see whether the player wants to add arms to their armor stand. So we can do, well, actually before we do that, let's go ahead and break here so we can just finish that off. So that will add that option. So yeah, we want to add what happens whenever they select the arms option, right? So if we go back here, so we can do something like this. Well, let's make an item here first. So item stack, we'll call it option item. So this will be the item that represents the option that I selected. So equals new item stack, and then we just plug in option like that because option is a material, so we can just plug in the material to this item stack. And so now what we can do is get the metadata of this. So item meta, we'll call it option meta, is equal to new, or no, not new, just option item dot get item meta. So that will get the meta of the option item. So now inside of here we can set the metadata of the item because it's going to be different depending on what option they selected. So in this case, if they selected the arms option, because we know they selected the arms option because it's an armor stand, right? We can now do option meta dot set display name chat color yellow. We could say arms, something like that, right? So let's just say give arms. Give arms. Okay, so that will set the item metadata, and then after that we could set it officially. So option or option item dot set item meta option meta, just like that. So that will set that option. So else if they choose another option, so in this case it'll be the glow option. So if they select, if option is equal to material dot beacon, so if they select the beacon, then we want to do this. We'll copy this. We want to set the option to give glow. We use add glow actually. So add glow. So if they select the beacon or the glow option, so we want to add this here also. So beacon. Alright, so we can do player dot send message add glow, and then we can do plugin dot open confirm menu player material beacon. Oops, beacon, just like that. Okay, and then break. So that means they have officially selected the beacon option. Then it's going to open the confirm menu, so we can so the player can confirm whether they want the beacon to, or they want the armor stand to glow or not. So add glow, it's going to ask them, or it's going to set that equal to the the option items metadata. So once it does that, we can now go down here and add two more items here. We're going to add a yes item. Wrong thing. We want an item stack. So we want to add two items that represent yes and no, because we want the player to select whether they want the glow or the arms, or they don't want the glow or arms, right? So item stack. Let's do green wool again, because that's a good thing. So material green wool, just like that. So that will represent yes, and then we want item stack no is equal to new item stack material red wool. Okay, cool. So that will add that. And so now let's set the metadata so we can give them some titles. So item meta yes meta is equal to yes dot get item meta. So that will get the item meta of the yes item, of course. And now you can set the title of it to be set display name chat color green. We'll say yes. So that will confirm they want. So if they select this item, of course, that will confirm basically that they want the what's it called, the glow option or the arms option, right? So in this case we'll also have no, so that will be the opposite, so that means they don't want it. So we'll do no meta or item meta no meta. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys, but if I am, just go ahead and maybe pause the video if you have to, or something like that. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing today, you could ask in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you. So no.set item meta no meta. Okay, cool. So that will set the item meta for that. And am I missing something here? I think we forgot to set the title for it. So no meta, no.get item meta. And then yeah, so we forgot to set the title. So no meta, that's it, set title, set display name, I mean. Chat color, red, no, okay? So that should add those items here. So we have just the arms option and then the beacon option. And then depending on which one we selected, it'll add the item meta for the option item. And then now we want to add these three items here, right? The option item, the yes, and the no item, okay? So if we go ahead and open up our menu here, well, let's test this out before we do all of that. Let's see if this menu is able to open. So let's test it out. So I'll go ahead and compile this and I'll be right back. Alright, so we can open up the create menu now and we get arms, glow, armor, base. And now we select one of these, arms. And now it opens up the confirm option submenu. So that's pretty cool. And so now we want to choose where we want to put the three options, right? So the first option, as you can see here, if we go back here is our option item. So we want to select where we want to put the option item. And of course, our option item represents the material that we have selected here. So we pass armor stand over to the open create menu right here. We pass armor stand over to the open create menu. And then we take that item and set it equal to the option item. So we want to select where we want to put that. So I'm going to put it right here in the dead center. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we want to put it in the 13th slot. So we'll go back here to wherever we are, right here. And we'll set confirm menu dot set item 13 and then option item, just like that. So that will put that there. And then we want to select, we'll put the confirm option right here and then the no option here. So yes and no, those two items. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. So that's where that one goes, 21. Confirm menu dot set item 21, yes. So that will put the yes item there. So confirm menu dot set item, and then we'll put 23. So two slots ahead will be the no option, okay? So that will put those two options there. So that should add that. So let's go ahead and try that out. Alright, so let's test it out. Now we'll click arms, and now it opens up the arm confirm option menu. So now we see that it says give arms, so that's pretty cool. And then we have the yes or the no. Oh, the yes didn't show up for some reason. Let's see why. I guess we never set the metadata. So yes.set item meta, yes meta. Okay, so forgot to do that, but that's fine. And then the no one works. So when we select no, theoretically we want it to cancel. But if we select yes, then we want it to set the arms for the armor stand. Okay, so that option works. So let's test the glow one, and then glow also works, as you can see here. And let's test the other two, and they don't work because we never added them to our option thing here. So we go to the menu handler, we see we never added them to our switch statement. So let's go ahead and add them here. So case, leather, chest plate, that was the other one. We'll say player.sendMessage, choose armor. Alright, and then we'll do plugin. Oh no, we'll save that part for next episode where we create this menu here. So we'll call it inventory, or no, armor select menu. Okay, and then we'll break that off, and then finally we'll have our, what's it called, the base menu. So the base confirm, I mean, so base option, so confirm, what's it called, stone slab, that's what we use to represent it. So if they select stone slab, then player.sendMessage add base. Alright, and then we'll open up the confirm menu for that option. So plugin.open confirm menu player, and then stone slab, material stone slab, right there. Okay, cool. So that will do all of that for us. I hope this isn't too fast, but now we have all those options here. So that will add those options. So now what I want to do real quick is also make this make it cancelable, so they can't move the items inside the menu. So we already have one for the main menu, right? So we will add it for this menu. So I believe right here. So we'll set e.get inventory, or no, e.set cancel to true. So if they're inside of the create menu, we want to make it so they can't steal items from the create menu, okay, and move them around and stuff like that. So that will do that for us. So that should be it. So let's test all of that out. So now we can select the create menu. So it's going to open up the create menu. So create a armor stand, and then we have these 4 options here. Then we have these 2 options here. We haven't added functionality to these options yet, but we will add that next episode. So we have these 4 options here. If we click one of these, it'll allow us to confirm if we want that option or not. Oh yeah, I forgot to add the option for the stone slab one. So we'll do that real quick. Let's see here. Oh yeah, else if option is equal to, I can't type, is equal to material.stone slab. So if they selected stone slab, then we want to set the item equal to this, add base. So that will add a base option, and so that will do that for us. But yeah, as you can see here, it pretty much works. So they can do all of that. And so we also want to add functionality to these buttons here and make them so we can't move around stuff. But for the most part, we added a good amount of stuff here, so they can confirm options and stuff like that. And we have a good layout of what we want to do so far. So yeah, hopefully you understood what we did. If you have any questions about what we did, I know maybe I went too fast, but if you have any questions, you could ask in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you. Also, we have a Discord in the description too, where you can join our Discord, ask questions, hang out with us, anything you want to do. We have a good amount of people in there if you want to hang out with us or anything. But yeah, so next episode we're pretty much gonna add some more functionality to this plugin here. We're probably gonna make it so we can actually start making the armor stand. And I thought I was gonna do that this episode, but I got carried away with other options I didn't know I had to do yet. But it's okay. We're adding a lot of cool stuff to this plugin, so once it's done, it's gonna be really perfect. It's going to be the most advanced plugin we made yet. But if you have any ideas for the plugin maybe, or if you have any ideas for any other plugin, be sure to let me know in the comment section. I'll be glad to hear your suggestions. But anyway, if you like this video, leave a like. If you need to see more, subscribe, and peace.